Night mode is only available to Pastebin Pro users? The fuck is wrong with this website? This is like 8 lines of code. Get out of here. We're doing it light mode, baby. We're doing it white mode. Just as white as the little bitch boy that up and shot that synagogue up. Let's fucking do it. Are we ready? I'm not ready. This is probably gonna suck. I hope you all are doing well, by the way. I'm taking my earbuds out for a little bit. I feel I can concentrate on my words a little bit more when I don't have to pay attention to anything or have anything in my ears. So, let's get into it. For those of you who don't know, there was a shooting in San Diego, at a San Diego synagogue just the other day. It was committed by a young, I believe, 19-year-old white nationalist. How do we know he's a white nationalist? Well, I'll part the kimono a little bit. I spoiled myself and read a little bit of the Manifesto. Let's take a look. An open letter. My name is John Ernest, and I am a man of European ancestry. The blood that runs in my veins is the same that ran through the English, Nordic, and Irish men of old. I am a descendant of one of the original colonists of Roanoke, John Ernest. What happened to him I do not know, nor does anyone. But I do know that he left his wife and son, James Ernest, back in England. This son, shortly after, made the same daring journey across the Atlantic to the New World. From my mother's side, I inherited the blood of my very wealthy Yankees. Intelligent, resourceful, uncompromising. From my father's side, I inherited the blood of poor southern farmers. Intelligent, musically gifted, self-sufficient. A part of my ancestors lives within me at this very moment. They are the reason that I am who I am. Their acts of bravery, ingenuity, and righteousness live on through me. Truly, I am blessed by God for such a magnificent bloodline. Ooh, I cringe at this LARPing shit. God damn. Why do white nationalists sound like they're fucking anime villains that are leading up to like the unveiling of their of the super weapon that they've used to purify the world? Fucking honestly, can you imagine LARPing this much? Like, do they honestly believe, oh yes, the blood in me, it's premium, O negative, okay? God damn. This is such a degenerate fucking... This is why I called John Doyle a white nationalist, by the way, after watching one of his videos, because he said that one of the impetuses, one of the desires for, like, protect your bloodline. Anytime somebody talks about a bloodline, that's one of the biggest fucking Nazi dog whistles in the universe. Because who the fuck gives a shit about bloodline? Bloodline? You said you're from Irish ancestry. Irish people weren't even fucking considered white until the 1920s, you stupid LARPer. Jesus fucking Christ. Alright, the LARPing doesn't stop, though. To my family and friends, I can already hear your voices. How could you throw your life away? You had everything. You had a loving family. You had great friends. You had a church. You were doing well in nursing school. You could have gone so far in your field of study. You could have made so much money and started a happy family of your own. I understand why you would ask this, but I pose a question to you now. What value does my life have compared to the entirety of the European race? Is it worth it for me to live a comfortable life at the cost of international Jewry sealing the doom of my race? No. I will not sell my soul by sitting idly by as evil grows. I'd rather die in glory or spend the rest of my life in prison than waste away knowing I did nothing to stop this evil. It is not in my blood to be a coward. I do not care about the debt-based currency that Jews like to pretend is money. Ooh. We got a gold trust boy over here. I do not care for the bread and circus that Jewry have used to attempt to pacify my people. I willingly sacrifice my future, the future of having a fulfilling job, a loving wife, and amazing kids. I sacrifice this for the sake of my people, our people. I would die 1,000 times over to prevent the doomed fate the Jews have planned for my race. You know, I'm not just reading this for shits and giggles. I think it's very important to understand the intellectual and emotional tendencies that lead towards white nationalism, Nazism, and, well, these shootings. And, we sure can see some commonalities here, can't we? God, 19 years old. Can you imagine being so riled up about this conspiracy nonsense that at 19 years old you're willing to consign your life away just to kill, like, one Jewish person and wound a few others? Ugh. Ugh. Big yikes. Big cringe right there. How does killing Jews help the European race? I bet he thought he would kill more. I bet he thought he'd kill more. Too bad this little dipshit LARPer couldn't kill more than one, huh? That's actually not too bad. It's a good thing that he couldn't. But too bad, huh? How does killing Jews, note the plural, help the European race? The European race is doomed? What are you talking about? These Jews were innocent. Every Jew is responsible for the meticulously planned genocide of the European race. Wait, what? European race? What the fuck does that mean? Wait, does that include Polacks? Does that include Romania? Wait, how far east do we count the European race? The fuck does that mean? The Slovenian? Is Slavoj Žižek? Is he of the European race as well? Are we including Russia? I mean, part of Russia is in Europe, right? How far fucking east can we go? What the fuck is a European race? Christ. They act as a unit, and every Jew plays his part, wow, assuming gender, to enslave the other races around him, whether consciously or subconsciously. Their crimes are endless, for lying and deceiving the public through their exorbitant role in news media, for using usury and banks to enslave nations in debt and control all finances for the purpose of funding evil, for their role in starting wars on a foundation of lies which have costed millions of lives throughout history, for their role in cultural Marxism and communism. Hey, well, do you think John Doyle or other people who believe that Nazism is leftism? How do you think they'd feel about this manifesto? Do you think this kid just got the fucking wire switched, blaming Jews for communism? Do you think Jews are behind communism and Nazism? Who? Truly the puppet masters. Or maybe communism isn't leftism. Maybe communism was the true right-wing ideology all the time. Yeah. Let's continue reading this leftist's manifesto. For pushing degenerate propaganda in the form of entertainment, for their role in feminism, which has enslaved women in sin, for causing many to fall into sin with their role in peddling pornography, for their role in voting for and funding politicians and organizations who use mass immigration to displace the European race. What is the European race? For their large role in every slave trade for the past 2,000 years. Wait, does this guy have a problem with the slave trade? Oh, that's kind of a turnabout there. Yeah, maybe because like Nazis wish the black stayed in Africa or whatever. I don't fucking know. For their cruel and bloody history of genocidal behavior coming from a Nazi. For their persecution of Christians of old, including the prophets of ancient Israel, Jeremiah, Isaiah, etc., members of the early church, Stephen, whose death at the hand of Jews was both heart-wrenching and rage-inducing, Christians of modern-day Syria and Palestine, and Christians in white nations, for their degenerate and abominable practices of sexual perversion and blood libel. I don't know what the fuck that is. This is some crazy religious shit. You are not forgiven, Simon of Trent. The horror that you and countless children have endured at the hands of the Jews will never be forgiven. For not speaking about these crimes, for not attempting to stop the members of their race from committing them, and finally for their role in the murder of the Son of Man, that is the Christ. Every Jew, young and old, has contributed to these. For their crimes they deserve nothing but hell. Fascinating. Does this guy know that Jesus was Jewish? The Nazis know that, right? Nazis blame Jews for killing Jesus, but Jesus was just one of multiple Jewish groups that rose up to resist the Roman Empire. Okay. Man, religion is fucked. Yeesh. Oh wait, okay, wait. We forgot the big hook here. For these crimes they deserve nothing but hell. Teleports behind you, and I will send them there. Unsheaths katana. Why are you doing this? Surely killing a fraction of Jews will not solve any problems. Are there not better ways to save the European race? Yes and no. There are 3 roles that must be played in this revolution. Those who spread the truth, those who defend the race, and those who continue the race by having children. Where most people misunderstand is that all three of these must be performed by everyone to the best of his ability. There has been little done when it comes to defending the European race. As an individual, I can only kill so many Jews. My act of defense is not so much about my high score, that is, how many Jews I can... Do not pass go, do not collect 200 shekels, straight to fucking hell, but rather the statement that I made. There is at least one European man alive who is willing to take a stand against the injustice that the Jew has inflicted upon him. That my act will inspire others to take a stand as well. And when this revolution starts gaining traction, if I am not killed, I expect to be freed from prison and continue the fight. That's interesting. The Christchurch shooter said the exact same thing, that he's going to prison for this, but he expects to be freed when, like, the Aryan master race recognizes that international Jewry has been oppressing them, and they seize up and free all of the true believers from prison. Interesting. What?
Some people in chat seem to be worried this is TOS. Are you sure it isn't?
This shouldn't be TOS.
Okay. Probably clarify you're not, like, condoning, just...
Yeah, wait, does anyone think that I'm condoning this?
Safe. You never know.
For those of you who are confused, I strongly condemn the views of the person who wrote this. All right. I do not seek fame, I do not seek power, I only wish to inspire others and be a soldier that has the honor and privilege of defending his race in its greatest hour of need, and have a family, if possible. Okay. How can you call yourself a Christian and do this? Surely the Bible calls for you to love your enemies. Firstly, just because somebody calls themselves a Christian does not make them one. Plenty of people wrongfully identify with being Christian. Beyond the scope of time, the Father and Son made a covenant in eternity, that the Son would bring a people to him, that he may be glorified through them. I did not choose to be a Christian. The Father chose me. Ugh. Ugh. Man, religion is fucking degenerate. I fucking hate religion. This is why I am principally opposed to organized religion and spiritualism and superstition as a concept. Because if he was right, if this kid was right, that there is a God and the God did lay down these commandments and the Jews do act to subvert the word of, or whatever shit like that, then he would probably be morally justified in doing what he's doing. Only through a belief in religion can somebody arrive at these views. This is not secularly possible. You can commit a genocide and be secular. I mean, the Christchurch shooter, I don't think mentioned anything about Christianity. Well, he did, but I don't think he was like, God has chosen me. It's possible I've forgotten this. Alright. The Son saved me, and the Spirit keeps me. Why me? I do not know. And my answer to loving my enemies? Trust yids and their puppet brain-dead lemming normal fags to take one quote from the Bible and grossly twist its meaning to serve their own evil purposes? What the fuck? Take one quote from the Bible? I'm pretty sure love thy enemy was Jesus's... Like... Love my enemy, that's like something that Jesus could have printed on a sandwich board, you know? Jesus, fuck. Meanwhile, ignoring the encompassing history and context of the entire Bible and the wisdom it takes to apply God's law in a broken world. Is it lawful to let a thief murder my friend instead of killing the thief to prevent the death of my friend? To ask such a question is to answer it. God damn, this fucking LARPy text. Fucking anime writing. Jesus Christ. It is not loving towards your friend to let him be murdered. It is not loving towards your enemy, the thief. Okay, this is boring. Can we get to the part where he's like, haha, 4chan memes? When Pilate saw that he could prevail nothing, but rather to... Nope, Bible quote. Ye of Abraham's seed... Nope, Bible quote. More Bible... Jesus Christ. Fucking Christians. God damn. To the glow N-words. What the fuck does that mean? Glow N-words? What the fuck does that mean? A glow N-word is a government agent who makes bait posts on forums and image boards to entrap individuals or gather intelligence. Okay. Well, that's a word I didn't know about. Now I know. Cool. To the glow N-words and Jude media reading this, I think it is important for you to know that I did not do this alone. I had the help of a man named Felix Arvid und Kjellberg. He was kind enough to plan and fund this whole operation, the sly bastard. Apparently, Pewdiepie hates Jews as much as Pajits, Pajit being a slur for Indian people. Also, Felix is Pewdiepie, it's a joke. Like, Pewdiepie funded this? Who would have known? Make sure to call me a white supremacist, an anti-Semite, or whatever bullshit you spew to spook the normal fags. Wait. Does this guy think that describing him as a white supremacist or an anti-Semite would be an inaccurate characterization? Wait, I thought he would like this thing. He'd be like, yeah, I hate the Semites, they killed Jesus, and yeah, I'm a white supremacist, we carry the blood of Christ, or some dumb shit like that. I don't fucking know. Does he think these are inaccurate terms? Okay. It doesn't even matter. You've been calling every white person alive these names for decades. I've never been called a white supremacist. I have been called an anti-Semite because of my comments on Israel, funnily enough. They've lost all their meaning. You've socially ostracized every white person. Oh. You've made it harder and harder for white people to live a normal life. To this, I say, well done. You're stupid enough to make a white person's only viable option for survival to kill all of you. Keep doing what you're doing, Jew media. You're putting the noose around your own neck. The irony is glorious. The irony is palpable. Baka. This guy actually probably wouldn't like anime, right? Because it's like degenerate Jew media or something. How much more of this shit do we got? Oh, God. All right. Oh, God. Okay. To my brothers in blood, make sure that my sacrifice was not in vain. Spread this letter. Make meme, shitpost, fight back. Remember Robert Bauer. Remember Brenton Tarrant. Filter the religious DNC. And filter the schizos who will inevitably call this a false flag. I thought this guy didn't want to be famous, but now he's saying to make sure his sacrifice wasn't in vain. Whew. Kind of undercuts that glorious martyrdom you're trying, like that vibe you're trying to go for when you then beg everyone to share your story around. Something to note, people grossly overestimate the police's ability to solve crimes such as arson and murder. Lots of preds about feds are talking to me guys because I post Nate Chan so spooky are organically popping up. What a load of shit meant to scare the goyim and prevent retaliation. I scorched a mosque in Escondido with gasoline a week after Brenton Tarrant's sacrifice, and they never found shit on me. I didn't realize that people of Arab descent were sleeping inside, though. They woke up and put out the fire pretty much immediately after I drove away, which was unfortunate. Also, they didn't report the message I spray-painted on the parking lot. I wrote, for Brett Tarrant from Pull. It is so easy to log onto Minecraft and get away with burning a synagogue or mosque to the ground if you're smart about it. Okay, so now he talks about how to commit crimes. Cool. Remember that fear is the only thing holding you back. Fear that you might lose everything in your life. I am a testament to the fact that literally anyone can do this, and this terrifies the Jew. I'm a 19-year-old nursing student from the depths of California. For fuck's sake. I had my whole life ahead of me. If you told me even 6 months ago that I would do this, I would have been surprised. Meme Robert Bauer's back, and keep up the memes of Brenton Tarrant. Tarrant was a catalyst for me personally. He showed me that it could be done, and that it needed to be done. Why won't someone do something? Why won't someone do something? Why didn't I do something? The most powerful words in the entire manifesto. Any white man, rich or poor, young or old, who is brave enough can take the action he wants against the tyrannical and genocidal Jew. You should be more afraid of losing your entire race than this life you now live. The most dangerous kind of man is not one who has nothing to lose, but one who has everything to lose. Every single white man has everything to lose by doing nothing and everything to gain by taking action. This is, we remember, in Umberto Eco's, Sean Locke, I'm glad you condemned this manifesto. I was really worried about that. Yeah, I know I had everyone on edge. Is he going to come out in support of this? When Umberto Eco wrote his points on... Okay, there was an X button. The contents of this manifesto are actually like picture fucking perfect what we read about in Umberto Eco's list, the 14 common features of fascism. The cult of tradition, him appealing to like his bloodline and the ancestry of the European race. The rejection of modernism, the idea that modern media is just Jewry propaganda. The cult of action for action's sake. He literally just said this in the part that we read right here, that the thing that was most powerful to him is being told that he had the power to do this. Why won't someone do someone? Why can't anyone do something? The most powerful words in the entire manifesto. Disagreement is treason. That wasn't really covered. Fear of difference. I think that's pretty well established. This guy maybe doesn't have the best, maybe ain't got the healthiest opinion of people with skin colors different than him. Appeal to social frustration. He's saying that white people are finding it harder and harder to live these days. The obsession with the plot, international Jewry, taking control of the government and media to suppress the white man. The enemy is both strong and weak. The Jews are simultaneously powerful enough to control every media outlet and destroy the white man from within, but weak enough that they're terrified of random fucking Pole LARPers, 19 years old, shooting up their synagogues. Pacifism is trafficking with the enemy. He explicitly says that every white man has an obligation to fight back against the international Jewry, or less you're like complicit. Contempt for the weak. He has made fun of Jews for being weak in character several times over the course of this. Everyone is educated to become a hero. He speaks of heroism multiple times over the course of this manifesto. We're not even fucking through all of it. Machismo and weaponry. We haven't gone over that yet, but we're probably going to. Selective populism. I think that's pretty fucking evident given what's being discussed here. And Eurofascism speaks newspeak. This is interesting to me, okay? Because Eurofascism speaks newspeak. The idea that fascist governments and other totalitarian regimes have a tendency to employ language which restricts thought, like say the SS or Nazi rather than National Socialist. You try and constrict linguistics so that people don't think about the words they use. And this guy uses pole speak like a real soup brain motherfucker, talking about glow N-words and sand N-words, and he uses all the fucking terminology. I thought I was woke on pole speak. I had to Google shit. Because the use of this terminology demeans the opponent and restricts thought on the part of the person issuing it. So this guy, it's amazing. This guy is actually like a perfect instructional lesson. Seasoned to perfection to flawlessly demonstrate the ways in which the people who are being radicalized to commit these acts of terror are following to the letter the principal behavioral doctrines of people who subscribe to fascism. All right, let's wrap up with this fucking shit show. Anyone who denounces violent self-defense against the Jew is a coward. Oh, yeah, right there. Again, pacifism is trafficking with the enemy. Whew. He may know the crimes of the Jew, but subconsciously he knows that actually taking action would mean sacrificing the bread and circus. It might mean that he won't live comfortably anymore. This is one of the reasons cowards so shrilly screech that Brenton Tarrant and Robert Bowers were Mossad false flag operations. They can't fathom that there are brave white men alive who have the willpower and courage it takes to say, "Fuck my life. I'm willing to sacrifice everything for the benefit of my race." He projects his own cowardice onto the white race. To the coward, it is just a hobby. He is a LARP fag and a traitor. Speak for yourself, buddy. Ignore him. He has nothing useful to offer. That or it's just a Jew shilling, don't oppose us. Or possibly a schizo boomer off his meds. It's a shame that Robert Bowers especially got such a bad rap due to the inordinate amount of schizo fags and flat earth tier tards on poll right now. We are deep in the paint. Brenton Tarrant inspired me. I hope to inspire many more. To those who are brave, know that your sacrifice is the greatest act of love for your race. Your sacrifice will be remembered always. Keep the momentum going. It's fucking happening. McFuggin Eben DDD, because the joke about the Norwegian or Swedish people or whatever. Okay. Let's keep it going. It's the lightning question round. Are you a Trump supporter? You mean that Zionist, Jew-loving, anti-white, traitorous cocksucker? Don't make me laugh. Ooh. Are you affiliated with any political ideology? Yes, it's called not wanting to go extinct. Are you a conservative? I am not a useless, spineless coward, so no, I am not a conservative. Conservative is a misnomer. They conserve nothing. They'll complain all they want, but they won't take up arms and threaten their government with death, the only thing that works. Ever heard about the Battle of Athens? Find your balls again, you insufferable faggots. If you do not defend your rights, you deserve none. I think we're coming pretty close right here to the, what was it? Weaponry, selective populism, machismo and weaponry, right there, point 12. Are you a terrorist? Well, let's walk through this question together, shall we? I'm not wearing the person of Arab descent equivalent of a do-rag. My skin isn't the color of shit. You can't smell me from across the room. It is socially unacceptable for me to marry my cousins. Wait a second, you're white. White people love marrying their cousins. What the fuck are you talking about? I do not shout Durka Durka Muhammad Jihad. Ooh, bringing me back to my edgy fucking, 2009 Newgrounds Flash animation days. It sure is funny how these, supposedly apolitical, meaningless, edgy, trends of thought have a tendency to manifest in more, yikesy ways down the line, huh? So no, I'm not a terrorist. Okay, so he's not a terrorist because he's white. He's not a terrorist because he's white. Do you feel any remorse for what you did? He says he doesn't. Do you feel anything but hatred for Jews? He says disgust. Are you insane or crazy? He says no. Do you hate all Jews? He says yes. Do you hate other races? He says, I hate anyone who seeks the destruction of my race. Spics and N-words are useful puppets for the Jew in replacing whites. Of course, they aren't intelligent enough to realize that the Jew is using them, and they will be enslaved if Europeans are eliminated. Do they actively hate my race yet? Wait, black and brown people are going to be enslaved after white people? Wait, why? What? Wait, so Jews are like, all right, we'll branch out and control the world by dominating the media spheres of white countries, and then we'll make the white person go extinct, and then we'll What, is an elite cast of 10 million Jews going to rule over the rest of humanity, 7 billion people? What? I don't even know. I don't even know. I don't even know what the fuck. Why so much hatred? There is no love without hatred. Why did you use guns instead of a flamethrower? Wouldn't a flamethrower have given you a much higher score? Okay. Did your family cause you to think this way? No. Was it your plan to live or die? No. Okay. How long did it take you to plan this attack? 4 weeks. Who inspires you? Jesus Christ. And Ludwig van Beethoven? God. How long have you been playing piano? I don't care. What's your favorite song to play? I don't care. Oh, we're wrapping up. To my brothers in Christ of all races. Okay, I don't care. To the Jew, your crimes innumerable, your deeds unacceptable, your lies everywhere. The European man will rise up and strike your squalid and parasitic race into the dust. All right. To the true Anons out there, you are the product of pull, the product of unadulterated truth. You are my brothers and the best dudes out there. You are the most honorable men of this age. You think that the glory of the Aryan race being perpetuated on fucking 8chan pull? Whew, yikes. Despite all odds against you, you not only discovered the truth, but also helped to spread it. Some of you have been waiting for the day of the rope for years. Well, the day of the rope is here right now. That is, if you have the nads to keep the ball rolling. Every Anon reading this must attack a target while doing his best to avoid getting caught. Every Anon must play his part in this revolution, and no man can be pulling his punches. Sorry, this is stupid. My brain's fucking fogging over. This momentum we currently have may well very be the last chance that the European man has a spark a revolution. This is the shit that gives me like the good feels at night, because all these fucking white boy LARPers who do this shit and who support this shit, all of them believe like this is it, this is our last chance. So because they're going to lose and nothing is going to happen, and the society as it exists, or in their minds the international Jewry, is going to survive in spite of their pathetic attempts to take it down by killing one person at a synagogue, it really makes me happy to think of all the fucking poltards out there screeching and reeing and tearing up as they see that nothing substantial happens. Every single one of these manifestos is the exact same thing. They talk about the glory of the fucking white bloodline and how this is the last chance for white men to take back their race and protect the future for white children, blah, blah, blah. And then at the end, they're begging, pleading everyone else to follow in their footsteps. And yet, car accidents and tobacco kill 1,000 times more people every year than white nationalist terrorist attacks ever will. So... nice try. Huh, nice. Despite this, I'm not worried. I have complete trust and certainty that all of you, after reading this, will begin planning your attack on the enemy. And you'll attack again and again and again until either we win or we die. Ooh! I wouldn't rely on that too much, buddy. I know you will do this because you're true Anons. You're white men. I'm not worried that the whole world is against you. I'm not worried because you are the greatest race that our God has created. It is our duty to keep this world from falling into darkness. White men will not let God's creation be corrupted and destroyed by the Jew without a fight. Remember your honor, white men. Why isn't God helping you out? I don't understand. I mean, if you think that you're doing like God's due diligence here and destroying like the people who slay Jesus or what, don't you think God would like there'd be more lightning strikes on mosques and synagogues? I don't know. More than anything, I wish I could have seen your faces and fought alongside with you on the battlefield. Give them hell for me. Give them hell. John Ernest. All right. Well, that was cool. That was some fun LARPing. Nice. So, what, do we got to talk about this? Hold on. Honestly, fuck noses.
Did he die?
No, he didn't. He was captured. He surrendered himself to police after killing only one person. Fucking bitch, baby.
I thought he got shot or something.
Nah, he didn't.
No, he just fucking.
No, he shot. No, this guy shot up the. He came in with a rifle, shot up a few people, was tackled by the people in the synagogue. They physically resisted. He ran out and then surrendered himself to the police. What a fucking what a baby!
Piece of shit.
Jesus Christ! Good.
It's horrible someone died, but like.
Nice job, fucking fighting back for the white man. Kill one fucking person. I'll laugh at you for anything. Yeah, let me catch up with super chats.
So is it he called the police on himself?
Yeah, he did. He called the police on himself. He's a
my God.
He's a fucking bitch. He's like, he did, and then they fight, like, one fucking rabbi slaps him, he runs out, please, 911, I take it back, I've set all my guns down inside of a dumpster, I'm waiting, I'm completely unarmed, please, come to Elmont and 7th Street, please, I'm waiting for you, please, God, I have no guns on me, please, just take me alive. And he sits there, cowering in a pile of his own feces and urine, just, oh man, God almighty.
I hope he's made fun of him.
The white the brave white man. Oh God. God damn. All right.
Fuck PewDiePie.
Fuck PewDiePie. Thank you for the $10. Sean Locke with the $10. Wait, Durka Muhammad Jihad is from Team America. What's with these Nazis and white supremacists adopting media that's making fun of them? To be fair, Team America was not exactly like a progressive film. The problem is that this is like South Park mockery, where you make fun of like white supremacy and like American exceptionalism in Team America, but you do it in a way that also makes the Muslims look like dirty and gross and evil or whatever. The problem is that if you're a white nationalist, you're not going to read this like charitably. You're not going to read this, the Team America message, and be like, oh, they're satirizing the dynamic that post 9/11 America uses to justify imperialism in the Middle East. They're going to look at it and see, fuck yeah, look at these white people gunning down those sand N-words. The satire doesn't work on them. Ideologues can't interact with satire, which is why being able to engage with satire from all sides is extremely important as a litmus test to make sure that you're not too far gone. I make sure, no matter how fucking lefty I get, that I can go on Pull on 4chan and look through the threads and find satire and recognize that it's satire and not just engage with it. And likewise with like far lefty satire with like, you know, we need to establish a black ethno-state, no white people allowed, that sort of thing. It is very important to avoid becoming an ideologue to be able to engage with satire honestly. And they can't do this. Lord Huguenot with the $2. That lad spaghetti drops real hard. Ooh, yeah. Do you think that's why he only got one in the synagogue? Because he reached into his like tactical pockets. He came in with like armor and everything. He came in like a vest, as though people in the synagogue are going to draw on him. And he fucking whips it out. He tries to whip out the gun, but instead the pockets are just filled with spaghetti. Marinara sauce is flying everywhere. He's desperately reaching for the ammunition, but he can't do it. There's just spaghetti. Brenna Booth with the £2. Blood libel's a form of Christian anti-Semitism, by the way. Is it? Let's see. Blood libel. Blood libel, an accusation that Jewish people used the blood of Christians in religious rituals, especially in the preparation of Passover bread, that was perpetuated throughout the Middle Ages and sporadically until the early 20th century. Ooh, guess it didn't stop in the early 20th century. Yee. Sucks. What are you gonna do? Maybe. All right. Weren't we gonna PewDiePie? PewDiePie? We're gonna PewDiePie. PewDiePie. Do you like that? Do you like it when I say it like that? PewDiePie. Do you like it when I evoke his mannerisms in this respect? Caden, to an extent, thank you so much for the 99 cents. And Pino with the $2, so much for the united left. I split the left every day. Okay. All right, let's do it. All right, here we go. Listen up, bros. My name is PewDiePie. And lately, I've been hearing about some Nazis. And I'm here to give all you not Nazis the bro fist. And now watch my video from a person with a different voice and more convincing accent.
Hello. I wanted to talk seriously and honestly for a moment about my thoughts on what's been going on for the past couple months, and hopefully you can get a better understanding of my perspective. I think it's time to end the subscribe to PewDiePie movement, or meme. It's something that started off as a way to keep me as the #1 most subscribed channel on YouTube, and seeing so many people come to my support, other creators as well, has been incredibly humbling to me. It's really, really meant a lot. It's something I never thought I would experience, and it's something I thought would last also for maybe just a couple of days or maybe a week, but here we are. It's been 6 to 7 months now, and it's been a crazy journey. At first, it started off with people doing really positive.
There was a PewDiePie march? Oh, God. I take it back. Clown World is real. Oh, God. Here, guys, look. If the audio is low, I can do this. Someone taught me this yesterday by lying to me. Oh, did it go away? Oh, no. Oh, wait. Desktop audio. Filters. Look. Someone lied to me and taught me how to do this.
Fun things to get attention through subscribe to PewDiePie. But something I learned, and I think hopefully it's something people can understand, is when you have 90 million people riled up about something, you're bound to get a few degenerates. And it started off...
I like that misdirection right there. If you've got 90 million people riled up about something, you're bound to get a few degenerates. As though every social movement, when it just reaches a certain point, just gains a Nazi following, and the term gets turned into a Nazi dog whistle. You know how it is. Like when remember the Women's March? Back in 2016, it got a lot of people involved. Or was it 2017? I don't fucking know. I don't leave the house. They got a lot of people riled up about that one. I remember those women's marchers. They were like, women's marchers. Also, international Jewry and cultural Bolshevism are leading to the destruction of the white man. And then they shot up those synagogues. Oh, man. Remember that? Oh, good times.
Off with someone spray painting sub to PewDiePie on a World War II memorial, and just so disgusting, so disappointing to have my name and community dragged into that. I addressed it on Twitter. I disavowed it. We saw that it got removed and donated to the park. Hope that
there's a split cut every like 3 seconds here, and I think it's because PewDiePie is saying the N-word after every sentence. I can't substantiate that claim, but I have a really strong feeling.
That was going to be it. I didn't want hateful acts to overpower all these amazing things that people were doing, all these cool and positive things. But then something happened that I don't think anyone would have predicted. The Christchurch shooter said, subscribe to PewDiePie. Out of
Nobody could have predicted that happening, even though a month before the Christchurch shooting, subscribe to PewDiePie was already well regarded as a Nazi dog whistle on pull in both 4 and 8chan.
Respect for the families and victims involved, I chose not to address it any further than on Twitter, where I disavowed the actions taken that day, and I gave my sincerest condolences to everyone affected. To have my name associated with something so unspeakably vile has affected me in more ways than I let shown. I just didn't want to address it right away, and I didn't want to give the terrorists any more attention.
International headlines, the Christchurch shooting. Didn't want to give him any more attention, even though he called you out in the manifesto. Well, not in the manifesto. He said subscribe to PewDiePie before shooting up on the Facebook live stream.
I didn't want to make it about me, because I don't think it has anything to do with me. To put it plainly, I didn't...
Again, this is why this is a toothless apology. He doesn't think it has anything to do with him. He doesn't think that he's in any way responsible for this, or at least he's pretending to think that. He believes that in the strange stochastic, chaos theory whirlwind of causality, his name just happened to get caught up in this Nazi shit, but he has nothing to do with it. At no point in this apology is he going to, it's not even an apology, really. At no point in this video is he going to be like, yeah, some of my behaviors may have enabled this.
I didn't want hate to win, but it's clear to me now the subscribe to PewDiePie movement should have ended then. Lastly, my feelings around the subscribe to PewDiePie thing would not be complete without mentioning T-Series. I made 2 diss tracks that were made in fun, ironic jest. They were not meant to be taken seriously, and now High Court in India demands that they're gonna be blocked and removed. This was all made to be fun, but it's clearly not fun anymore.
Are we done?
It's clearly gone too far. And out of respect for that, I'm gonna keep the videos blocked. On a similar note, some people in some media has made this sub to PewDiePie thing about race or about politics or nationality, and I don't agree with that at all, and I want that to stop. This negative rhetoric is something I don't agree with at all, and I want that to stop. And to make it perfectly clear, no, I'm not racist. I don't support any form of racist comments or hate towards anyone. Finally, I don't want hitting 100 million subscribers to be about beating another channel.
Okay, I don't care anymore. This was a nothing apology. We all know this, right? This apology meant nothing. Okay? Here's the apology PewDiePie could have made that would have made me, and I'm pretty hard on Felix. Not that he fucking cares. He has like 1 billion times my outreach. But this is what would have made me come around and say, "All right, that was a pretty good apology." Here, and I'm not even gonna do it in his voice, okay? Hello, bros. My name is No, okay. I don't want to do it in the voice. Listen, all right. Over the past couple of months, my name and the cry to subscribe to my channel has been associated with certain political tendencies. I've seen this shit being repped on 4chan. I've seen this shit being repped on 8chan. I've seen this shit being repped in the Nazi boards on Reddit. okay? And I'm sick of it. I'm done with it. I have done some edgy jokes in the past, okay? I paid the guys to hold up the sign that said death to Jews. I thought it was edgy. I'm a fucking idiot, okay? I've done some other stuff too. None of those things in any way carry with them an implicit or explicit condoning of white nationalism, racism, white supremacy, or any of that horse shit. Do you hear me? If you are a Nazi, if you are racist, if you believe that Jews are trying to control, if any of that shit, if you're here for any of that, unsub for my channel. Stop. I don't care. I don't want you as a fan. You're disgusting. You're a piece of, I do not want to be associated with you in any way. You are not a part of this community. Get out. Stay out. Stop with the fucking jokes. From now on, these are jokes you carry with yourself. They have nothing to do with me. Okay? And to the rest of you, I apologize for my present or past inactivity, lackadaisical nature in failing to address this in a more promptly manner. If I had known the extent to which my name would be associated with hate, I would not have waited so long to speak up. And that was my mistake. This is day 1 of year 1. And from this point forward, not a single racist on this planet will think they find camaraderie in me or my content. If he made an apology like that, that would have been a sick fucking apology. That would have been like, okay, he fucked up, but god damn, was that a good apology? What? Yeah, I'm heated. Why you gotta call me? Why you gotta fucking pour the ice water on when I'm up here? Why you gotta do that?
Because our house is like a foot long, please.
Hyena just ruined the stream. I'm canceling the stream. It's over.
Like it.
Goodbye.
No, don't do it.
Nope.
No, you have so many viewers. Don't do it.
All right. What the fuck was I saying? Okay, for real though. If that was the kind of apology that we had seen here, that is apology that I would find sincere. Personally, I don't really care if Phoenix himself, if PewDiePie himself is a white nationalist. I really don't, because that's not what matters to me. I think he is, or at least some kind of edgy pulltard, but I do not care about that. What I care about is the effect he has on society. Whether or not he personally is a racist, his viewership, his community has this effect on the world, and it is only through the addressing of this communal fault that we can move forward, that we can fix this, that we can get better. It is as simple as that. Vosh do the PewDiePie again. PewDiePie! That's every video of his. I think I would have respected him more if he had actually opened this apology video with the PewDiePie. Let's look at the top comment from SpongeBob SquarePants. I am a girl and I don't think you're sexist. I am African and I don't think you're racist. I am Muslim and I don't think you've done our religion any wrong. Ben Shapiro is Jewish and it's apparent he doesn't think you're offensive towards Jews. Kill me. Okay.